Hey Leos, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your first half of Nora reading here. So let's talk about your meditation. It was short and sweet, really cool. So I saw the word Leo, okay, and I saw it freeze over, and then I saw the ice melt very quickly into a very hot geyser. Really cool. Very hot geyser, and it was bubbling and steamy and spicy. And then I saw the Leo collective as a lion. You don't say. Gotta love when it's literal. The lion coming towards in this hot geyser rising up with all of this steam, like in a really good empowered way though. Like things are bubbling, things are hot, it felt very much of your element. And then I saw the sun come out and you guys as the lion going, this is my season. Like, it doesn't really matter where you are in the world, northern or southern hemisphere, whatever. This time, as we go into the summer or winter equinox, depending on where you are, as we lead up to the birthday season of Leos, it really feels like this is your time to really enjoy where you are and where you're going. I have to tell you, the autumn, like December, that time period feels like it's going to be a very busy time, like the last quarter of the year. Feels like it's going to be very abundant with work and promotion and opportunity and communication and even movement, whether it's traveling or rearranging. There's a lot going on in the last quarter of the year for you guys. And so I'm really hearing to take whatever form that a vacation would look like during these next couple. I know this is for the first half of it, but they're talking to me about this, from now until your birthday season. To really enjoy this time, that you're being given an opportunity to really just enjoy the moments. Because it does feel like you're on, even though I don't feel like you technically are, the feeling of it is that you're on vacation. Now, the most direct way that I can think to kind of equate this to would be when you were in school. And it was that time of the year when you had 2 weeks left before summer break. And so technically you still had final exams to take and you still had, tests, the things that you had to finish up and do and papers to write and, cleaning out your locker and all of these to-dos that were left to do, but it didn't feel like work anymore because you knew that you could feel that summer goodness. You were in those last 2 weeks and you were like, you know what, none of it matters anymore because the light is really shining through the trees here and I'm right here. And it was almost a feeling of like having to remind yourself that you did have these things left to do because your mind was just in this place of like relaxation, right? I can't tell you how positive this feels for you. It feels like, yes, Leo, like enjoying yourself, regardless of the work that is around you. It's feeling really yummy. It's feeling really languid. It's feeling really warm. It's the best way I could think to describe it. It feels like California sun or Texas sun, just driving down the road in a convertible. Like that's what it feels like. But going at an easy pace, no speeding. It feels very nice. I'm seeing images from Greece. Which Greece is it? I think it's Greece 2 or something. With that song Out for the Summer, School's Out for the Summer. There's something about that feeling of it. It feels very good. We got Swan at the bottom here. That lovely mirror love energy there. So we have Tarantula here, fire energy for fire signs. I'm really liking this, and this is making a lot of sense to me. So the tarantula, now let's talk about two aspects of this. On one hand, the tarantula takes its time getting to where it's going because it doesn't really have much of a choice. Unlike its, relative of for example, like the small domestic house spider, right? Where you turn on the lights and it's able to scurry off quickly. Tarantula doesn't really have that ability, but it does take its time getting to where it's going. And it is falling in line with what I've been seeing about just kind of like enjoying where you are and that languid pace and that sun, right? Back to the fire energy here. So I again, like I said, the last quarter of the year for you feels like it's going to be particularly busy in a good way, but busy and active. So it's about enjoying this time now with the pace that you can set and enjoying it as it is. I really feel that. It feels really, really nice. Also, on the other side of this, I'm hearing there's a dance called the Divine Tarantella. Okay, Divine Tarantella, which long ago, it was created to rid yourself when someone would get bitten by a spider. Okay. they would do this dance, this wild dance, the purpose of being to work up a sweat so that they could sweat out any toxins that came into their bloodstream from the spider bite, right? Well, actually, it was to prevent it from going into the bloodstream of the spider bite and really sweat out those toxins. Over time, it transformed, and it's known now as the dance of ecstasy, where someone just really loses themselves in the moment and is able to express themselves through passionate movement. Okay. And I really feel like there's something in that for you guys, where it really feels like your pleasure senses are being ignited. You're feeling a good sense of purpose about where you are. And you might be feeling, maybe even for some of y'all for the first time in a while, that you're not only happy with where you are, but you're enjoying getting to where you're going. And I have to tell you something, Leo. You're in the last quarter of readings here for this round. And a lot of the message in the Gemini collective message for the collective message for Gemini season, a lot of that medicine and messaging has to do with enjoying getting to where you're going. And you're the only sign that has come up really having that in the bag already. It's amazing. Let's see what's going on for y'all. You know, tarantula also, you know, it feels positive. I would say, oh God, are you joking? I would say, you know, a shadow aspect, just to cover all of our diagnostic bases, is you know, shadow aspect of tarantulas feeling unsure about the path ahead, but it's really up to you about can you find joy in the uncertainty, right? Which is another way of saying the light side of that is enjoying getting to where you're going. We have the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. I mean, this is no surprise at all. Remember when I said that like that time frame was going to be particularly abundant and busy for you? And then we have the 9 of Cups, very pertinent, very pertinent. And the number 9 is actually really pertinent in a lot of energetic ways right now. You might be seeing 9s everywhere. I know I have been. It's the number of endings before the completion with the... Okay, I'm just going to say it again. I'm telling you right now, the last quarter of this year, it's going to be so abundant and... I don't mean busy in a bad way, but like happily active. I can't even tell you. It feels really good. Spirit would like you to enjoy this time of this slower pace or this more slower pace, even if it's not slow, before that time, because you're going to be getting a lot of returns on your investments all at once, whether those be energetic investments and you're getting actual returns or whatever have you. Okay. Yeah, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, abundance, having a lot of a good thing. Okay. Showing up in your own reading here with the King of Wands. Look at that line on the back of the throne here, just like I saw in your meditation. Also the salamander here, which is that lovely fire energy here. It speaks of going at your own pace. You have really tapped into the medicine at hand at the moment, Leo. I'm just going to say it again. You're the only sign that I have felt that for, and I'm almost done. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you've got fire for fire. You've got wish fulfillment. You're showing up in your own reading. You're doing something right. Work it out. So King of Wands is beautiful. The Wands rule the realm of passion, desire, artistry. I love the King of Wands because he never works a day in his life and he never overworks, because he always loves what he does and he allows himself to be directed on a moment-to-moment basis to what he's feeling like doing, right? The King of Wands can't be pulled towards obligation. His fiery spirit won't allow it to be so. And if he does, he learns that lesson and then reroutes himself. You know, the King of Wands for me is an entrepreneur, okay? Someone who has their own business or makes their own schedule or works for themselves or is the boss, the leader, it's that energy, right? The King of Wands is happiest, in my opinion, in an entrepreneurial context, working for oneself, self-made, self-employed, or at least if that doesn't resonate, at least, engaging in relationships or activities that fuel that fiery aspect and expression. Okay? Good Lord. From your birthday season, I'm telling you. All right. I mean, do you notice how quick these cards are just coming out and it's just like 6 of Swords. I could not love this more. So 6 of Swords, this is my favorite swords key. This is about actual movement, right? Movement forward. I love that it's coming up in the 3rd position here. But this is also moving into a place of mental peace, a sound mind. Right? This is moving away from troubled times and turmoil and questions and the unknown. Not the unknown is positive. You're linked into that. But this is coming from this place of I am moving on from one chapter happily into another. And I don't need a roadmap for what comes ahead because I trust and know from the very core of my being that I'm on the highest and best path because I follow my feeling, intuition on a moment-to-moment basis without judgment or condition. Work it out, Leo. I see travel for you guys. I keep seeing it, okay? There's travel coming up here, especially in the last quarter of the year. Nine of Cups, what's up? You guys really feel in the flow. This is really cool. You know what? I'm getting, also, some of you guys could be actually considering a move or spending some time in another location, whether it's a vacation spot or friend's home, a family reunion, something to do with gathering together, pulling your resources, happy movement forward, traveling for work, traveling for pleasure, something about that. Also, I'm getting this sense of elders or family members, whether they're parents or older siblings or grandpapa, grandmama, whoever, or even mentors, old teachers from the past. Reconnecting with them or reconnecting with their teachings, thinking about what they used to tell you or what their advice would be in a given situation or turning them further. There's something about that. Whew. Okay, so we have 10 of Wands to clarify the 9 of Cups. This is very cool because remember when I said, I feel like, this is a good feeling of a reversal of this energy because 10 of Wands, again, with your fire energy, this is the end of this cycle before we go to the Ace of Wands, which is that initial burst of fervor and inspiration and creative movement forward, right? This can be actually moving. So you're seeing all this movement, right? But it's like you're enjoying getting to where you're going with the tarantula there. Actual movement from one place to another, changing homes, changing states, changing careers, changing something about your home life as well. You could be beautifying it, adding things to it, rearranging furniture even. I mean, this can be a lot of different things, but you can also look at this quite literally, right? You see what I'm saying? You're moving towards your wish fulfillment. Did I say that? Remember when I said that you're going to be reaping returns on your investments? Do you see all these investments and then they're reaping the return of it? Leo, I kind of feel like there's not a whole lot to tell you here in terms of medicine. It's more like spirit is like, just keep doing what you're doing and enjoy it. I am hearing writing, journaling, I feel like could be especially magical for you, even channeling. Some of you guys might learn that you're quite apt at channeling, okay? Magician. Couldn't be less surprised. Some of you guys could be in a holistic line of work, energy work. Remember when I said working for yourself? Or an entrepreneur, self-made person, then we have the magician. This is creating the life that you desire and want most of all, right? As above, so below, using all the tools at your disposal to create your highest and best life, right? And taking time to smell the roses in the meantime. This is a masculine energy. This is a masculine energy. This is telling you that you are in a masculine expression of yourself, which is beautiful in terms of being proactive, right? Making moves, giving to others. And it's really nice. You can balance that with feminine energy receiving as well, but I do feel like you're in a predominantly masculine expression of yourself and reality right now. It feels very fiery, okay? In a good way. Okay, interesting. Speak, see, hear. There are a lot of people looking to you for your example, your influence, or how you're doing something. Some of you, this could be kids, your children. Some of this could be, friends or people who look up to you or clients, asking for your opinion, your advice, or looking to your expertise, or even a social media following. But there are people watching how you do something and what you do, and taking extra care with that. Sometimes it can feel very good to have your opinion be so revered, and I think that that's a beautiful thing because your opinion is worth being revered and it holds a lot of benefit. But there also is this aspect of being mindful around that, of the given influence you have at a certain time. People are listening a lot and taking to heart what you say, maybe even more than you realize. I also want to point out that this infinity symbol over the magician's head, infinity, but it also is the number 8. And remember, we're looking at that time frame, right? Well, we aren't. We're looking at the first half of it, but Spirit wants to really just harp on about it. What are you going to do? Wow. You are in a position of mega influence right now. It's very cool. Okay. Okay. First of all, you have Queen of Wands right here at the bottom with your counterpart energy here. The Star. What did I say? To clarify the Six of Swords. So let me point something out. Let me point several things out. So this is air energy, right? This is the card for Aquarius, which is the card of, this is about being in the spotlight, the star energy. This is also about being an inventor. This is also about mega creation. But again, you're literally moving towards wish fulfillment. There are two keys in the tarot that represent wish fulfillment, and you got both of them. Nine of Cups and the Star. Love how this is depicted with this torch here, baby. Like, I love it. I love it. Yeah, again, this also represents the mystics and the seers. Again, some of you could be involved in holistic line of work, or even exploring the metaphysical, the esoteric in a new way, or in a fun way, or just, in general. There's something about moving. See how this guy is, can you see that? Taking this bag and moving there is a distinct impression of movement forward. Remember when I said that some of you guys are really apt channelers, or you're going to find either through journaling or just through speaking? Sometimes you'd be having a conversation with someone who's looking for your advice, or just chatting with your spouse or your friend or whoever, the neighbor. And you start saying things that don't necessarily sound like you, but like a higher aspect of you. And they say to you things like, oh my God, that answers a question that I've had for a really long time, and you just said that. Or, oh my God, you just said something that I was thinking, and that acts as confirmation of what I was thinking. I think there's an aspect to this, or it's in your energy right now, where you're going to be channeling, and I think there'll be times you don't even realize you're doing it, but Spirit is working through you and speaking through you. And that is so special, Leo. It's so special. It really, really is. It's very special. Wish fulfillment. Hi, Leo. I'm so obsessed with this reading for you guys. Also, Aquarius, I do feel like some of you guys, there is an energy here of actual Aquarius energy. Might be coming into some really good ideas. Might be really helpful to document them. Okay? Write them down, document them in some. I don't even feel like we need an oracle, but I'm going to get one. But I just feel like, I don't know, it's so positive and happy. I'm excited for y'all. Oracle. Okay, you literally can't make this up. Michelle, medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. Literally, what have I been talking about with the channeling? Look at this fabulous queen with the lightning and the water and the realness and the birds of paradise. You are a channel for divine healing power. All right. I really have nothing more to say. It's just you're exactly where you're meant to be, doing what you're doing. Enjoy this time, because it's going to be on and popping. You're going to be getting a lot of returns and a lot of happy movement forward. I see some of you doing public speaking or having a big platform, okay? Leos, thank you for this. You kind of made a day with this. This is, I think, gold star reading of this round. I really love it. Beautiful. And just keep in mind, again, a lot of the other signs are being asked to learn what you seem to already have going for you. That could be part of the reason why a lot of people are turning and looking to you for guidance and example, okay? Just putting that out there. With that being said, I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. It's my favorite part. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. But most of all, and especially today, Leos, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.